You are watching Liberty Online TV.
Pick up. Everybody forget right for say something. Say waiting are your problem. Say waiting. Call the one they were there in charge. Call them to accountability. Now, so having done that, we operational slogan as we don't we talk speak up movement. Now we operational slogan that one day now we use for operate, because at this point in time we say now we not they can ask say why now, but now we get the urgency for empower with people them for speak up, for say something, call for accountability, say waiting they happen, why I not get light, why hospital dirty, you supposed for speak up, nobody they can suppress you. So the speak up movement is just about that, and we draw membership from all over the world, mainly from inside Salon itself. Salon we get in problem. From Salon we get most of we membership. And as we say again, freedom of expression now in our we watch world. Now that one more bring we together that we didn't at this place. But nobody can even say light no day. No, we're supposed to ask ourselves why light no day. Some issues there, yes. Some people go look and say it's political. Some people go look and say na fiti. But for even open your mouth and say, this thing is more me, or me they ask me, everybody in this world gets you fundamental right for say something without fear or favor. Without fear or favor mean another battle you, another afraid you. Waiting on me problem, I for talk and also yourself and bug me and for talk as long as I talk with respect, and not for fit you, I just express myself. You know, we can put barriers, say, hey, why you ask me? Why you not for ask me? All the argument and they don't know where they call. So at this point in time, we encourage all we citizens for grab this opportunity. This not the time. Other time not there again. From 1961 where we begin say Salon and one we get, now Salon one we get. This not the time where we encourage everybody for can talk. So they present with vision to una now. I don't go over what we don't say. We present with vision. It's a world where free expression for be number one and in for day. Every individual for come inside. We all day inside. You be carpenter, you be doctor. Everybody is important in the community. So we all for sit down, we talk to ourselves. We always don't they say, make we sit down and talk to ourselves. We respect ourselves. We all not go be doctor. We all not go be politician. We all not go be mason. Everybody gets your own contribution what they do in a society. I'm not going for battle you, I'm not going for afraid you. We all get for sit down and talk. Now inclusivity. Everybody for the inside. You teacher, you nurse, you Messi, you carpenter, everybody for what they call. So we mission now for protect and push this free speech go before. Where everybody they get voice, same thing again, I'm not going for afraid you, I'm not going for battle you. You for say what you want. And we'll go for do this through ongoing advocacy, education. We'll go for continue for the engage, for the talk to people then. One thing we done the Mona winner salon is then they listen to you, then want to know what you they say for tomorrow. No, now what we call censorship. Nobody not go for can begin to watch what you they say or what you not for say. Not talk say light not day. Where light not day, light not day. You talk and straight up, light not day. If election result not there, we talk and say, election result not there, straight up, we want them. So we go for empower communities and individuals for engage in open dialogue. Nobody not go for free. Say, we can talk, make we gather. Now that now we on town hall meeting. This stuff now we can call it a town hall meeting. So now we can sit down and discuss. Thank you very much, Atoprat.
Yes. And as we continue. Me go present the core values and with thematic areas. We get we first core value in a freedom. It means say we the watch say all man a salon, or we believe say freedom very important to we. We mean say all man at the world gets right for making express instead. Of course, they get movement and all that things freedom them, but we they concentrate on freedom of speech and expression, because we believe, say, now the cornerstone, now the rock of human dignity and democracy. For me, I feel good about myself, and for him forget the freedom for talk. The next core value now inclusivity, we mean say we want everybody for be involved. We not a camp, we not a big partisan. No, we not to APC, we not to SLPP, we not Sierra Leoneans then. So they bring everybody on board. You local, you so whatever tribe you be, we all come together for ensure say we champion things in where the monarchy, things the way dear to we. Courage. These are one of the most important core values them where we stand for. Because speaking up takes courage. Speaking up for other people then demand more courage. Speaking up for yourself in the face of injustice. Also, you're not only courageous, but it dignified means say it make you feel good about yourself and get respect. Speaking up, take more courage for speak truth to power. That person will get power. That person will get the authority for lock you up or not lock you up. For me, tell and say, Papa, this thing they do is wrong. It take more courage to make you do it. But every member of Guardian of Free Speech, now a person with courage, now a core value we not a joke with. And trust me, Sierra Leoneans them, it don't mean say we're not afraid of. So then and there you go so scared for talk, but they suppress the fear because we believe say for my development take place in Salone, we get for be hard, therefore we. And then about democracy. Democracy now we are the leaders there. Now we are the presidents. Now we are the ministers. Why? Because they say democracy now government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So forget the courage for speak up on issues. The next one is integrity. It's very key for Salone. Integrity, for make we ensure say, because if integrity not there, then we lost beaucoup things then. We lost we respect. So we want to be fair, we want to be honest. Meaning say, we call value of integrity. Elect like how SLPP didn't have power so today. We tell them we go for be honest with them and fair with them. If APC back come tomorrow, or PMDC come, or RFUP come, forget the integrity. For ensure so what we do yesterday, now they do today. What we do today, now they do tomorrow. Let us not say when this government is in power, we condemn them. If the next government can because we affiliated to them, or we are part of them, or family members are part of them, they will settle not. That means you lack integrity. For we are guardians of free speech. And so now you so today, tomorrow when I come back, when I go here, next month when I go here, it no matter who side you day or whose organization you day, or if you're looking at family members, we don't care about that. You do right, we'll go applaud you. You do wrong, we'll question you. Because we base we activities, we mission on ethical principles. Meaning say we respect what we say, we stand on what we say. The next very important one empowerment. Very important for Salone because at the moment we solve the struggle. So they get empowerment now we want to focus there because it's only for promote economic initiative. We're very important, but we ensure that we educate, sensitize the people on critical issues, we for develop them. For many for make better choices, we go result and then in them being empowered, their family being empowered, the nation as a whole being empowered. Collaboration. You all realize say nobody for work in isolation. Nobody for me to succeed, you can't do it alone. I make in the family you see we get mama and papa. I make you see say in the country you get the president, you get ministers there. I make even in the opposition you see say you get the chairman, you get other executive because in everything in life, no man is an island. Everybody get for come together. It takes all hands on deck for make Mama Salone better. So we are in this together. Another creative way where we believe and when I call value for this we organization, now innovation continues to go for the creative ways them for make way for address challenges them to freedom of expression. And we all know say at the moment, some people don't for protest. Each time they come out, either they shoot, they arrest them, lock them up, or they shoot them where they can die, so they end up paralyzed or disabled in some way, some other way. Well, we guardians of free speech don't really think different ways for protest when we're not gladly. We don't say that to come forward for protest. No. If the government or any other individual or organization or military departments and agencies that Salone get some right, we are going to applaud you because all we interest in Salone to make Salone better tomorrow. But if it be say we're not glad for something, for so many things, then we go for the initiatives, different ways them for address them. They like today. Now innovation make we there so today. When we there America, with colleagues over there Australia, some where they okay, from the way they salon, we are Sierra Leoneans and we have to meet up together because of innovation. But let me tell you something. One key thing we for use in an innovative way for address persistent challenges in a salon. Now, virtual protest. Virtual protest, but we don't have to see people then die. We don't make them go out for protests about things they were not glad for, then shoot them or kill them or arrest them. So one of we core activities we're not glad for something, we're gonna be all Sierra Leoneans across the globe together for a virtual protest. Tell me how I go commit destroy property when a virtual protest. Tell me how I go commit school where na virtual protest. So this is going to be, we're going to get innovative ways when one part of we core values for make we ensure say we able to address challenges to freedom of expression. The last slide could be on with thematic areas. We get, of course, I'm not going to waste time on this advocacy and legal support, meaning so we continuously for talk. We not speak up movements after all. We talk say every issue to go for the talk. Now we'll talk for yewi, but until salon better, we not stop for advocates and we stop for talk. Legal support, we get lawyers there among we get people in international legal organizations them we're ready for support we. So if any Sierra Leonean poor people, poor person them, if they will not get power, that they suffer injustice, we get for key legal support. Education and awareness is very simple, and that's what they both are the basis of organization. Ensuring say they continue to teach with people them continually and make them aware of things that will make them better. Then we are not say this third point on digital rights and online freedom. We get this cyber law. We don't know the in and depth of it, but we legal people, the rights now get the cyber law at the end, they look at page to page from back to front for ensure say we see what are the gaps then. We're gonna affect the people then because it's important in the freedom of speech and expression for make us get the rights for get digital rights and online freedom. So this is one other part of we thematic area. We get the media and journalists, we get journalists among we ensure say we engage the media for ensure say them be independent. You not be manipulated because it's important. If the formal professional media and journalism of Sierra Leone them begin play yuki, I mean social media they talk today, people they listen to social media them, but even the media, the formal media houses. And that is wrong because the media houses them now get a sole responsibility for ensuring now giving the right news without fear and without favor. But when I continue for begin speak out, we go after una, we will engage una, we will fight with them because salon in better one and the most important thing to we artistic expression. With our sister, we get artists to we get musicians them, we get poets, we get documentary filmmakers them, we get actors them, we have every kind of artistic people in our midst. We are going to use this thematic area to ensure so we communicate to our people of things that when they happen at salon, we're not good or we're good for them or we're for participants for ensure say they make the right choice for better salon. Number 6. Friendly discourse and ethical free expression. Now make hypocrites so we say salon writer will not get we're not to one. There is no unity. We affect among we say, we hate we say, we suspicious about we say. Well, we ensure so we come up with activities then, for ensure so we get friendly discourse. No matter how unhappy we be about things then when they happen at salon for able to sit down around the table and discuss these issues. Because one salon we get, if we are lucky, now we are lucky, so we bring one account on board. You power, SLPP power or whatever sections, you APC or whatever section, you PM, PMDC, you RFP, all parties, non-party supporters, everybody, it no matter, whatever name you call yourself, the fact of the matter is we are one family. We believe that no matter what you do, they don't do to you. Salon for comfort, for him for swallow the bitter pill for me get well body. And the only way we go for do them that through friendly discourse and ethical free expression. So these are one of the thematic areas then where we get for use for developing activities on. Then we get global free speech initiative. Global free speech initiative. Why would they do that? Because we all know say we start with Sierra Leone, but we all know say in free speech. But if you say injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Meaning say for settlement, when something is wrong in any country, we settle we must not talk. It means we accept and make it happen to we. Besides that, if you never in oath they born say, hey, he careless, so go and make it left say he host the bomb. Then so like host. That fire might can't catch up like you. So we care about the world as a whole. So any side where injustice they happen, any side where freedom of speech, they don't lock people in the mouth and break the civic space or shut the civic space. We as guardians of free speech, now we are most in day. So not only in Salono, anything concern freedom of speech and expression will be there. And finally, and this for me, I think that the most important of all the 8 thematic areas, public policy and legislative engagement. Why this important? Because trust me, if we address this one great issue, all of them 7 years will be okay. Because if public policy they be favorable to Sierra Leoneans, then legislative or whatever they do with parliament, whatever laws them pull, he really okay with Sierra Leoneans then me and you know will be unhappy for many things then. Because if they pull the right law, they pull the right policy, we're not for take advantage of anybody, or we're not for better than self normal, that all Sierra Leoneans then there will be peace in Sierra Leone, then there will be understanding, then there's potential for development and better Salon. So these are thematic areas, and then see how they use for development activities then. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope so now all will be part of this, because this is for Sierra Leone, and this is everybody's hands on deck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mira, and also for Alston. Without much to say again, I want to call Sawahid for explain to we within our strong voices, safe choices, where now the campaign, the main campaign where we launch today. There are a few things I would want to say concerning what for Alston and Mira had said, but I will wait until Sawahid finishes, and then I'll just make a short statement. Over to you, Sawahid.
Thank you very much, Arthur Pratt. I want to welcome everybody now. I want to welcome everybody with Watch We online as well. I will make this premise, I will lay this premise, and then I go to the Strong Voices, Safe Choices campaign proper. Free speech is a fundamental human right. It should not be stifled or censored. At the same time, it should not be solely used for criticism. We must be able to sit down and have a national discourse, offer solutions, and forge a way forward for peaceful coexistence, national cohesion, and development in our country. The Strong Voices, Safe Choices campaign stands on existing international treaties and conventions, but most especially on the laws of Sierra Leone, specifically Section 25 of the Sierra Leone Constitution, which precisely supports freedom of speech to not only ensure that critical voices in Sierra Leone hold the government accountable, but also empower vulnerable Sierra Leoneans to make safe and informed life choices. This is not the whole idea we make the Strong Voices, Safe Choices campaign formed. What is it about? For make sure see we empower Sierra Leoneans them, because we go unfortunately so most of we people them, the majority of the populations them, they're not and I don't want to use the word enlightened, educated. It's sad, but it's the reality. It's a sad reality. So we the few, we una the few, because we serve the land, we no road. Una the few, we get strong voices them. We go harness una potentials them for make sure say the rest of Sierra Leone understand how to make safe choices in life. And waiting now some of them safe choices there. Before I go there, I go say this initiative, it's a youth-led focus strategy where youth then go take the lead for Duam. We go forget district youth networks, community engagement training, and like Mira rightly point out, we'll use entertainment for driver. But I don't mention some of the thematic areas. So those thematic areas then are the areas then they will use strong voices then at alone for help the rest of Sierra Leoneans then for make safe choices in life. And some of them safe choices they are then span from education. And one of the things, so I will give as an example now when we talk about education, now prioritizing education amidst economic hardship right now. Because the country tranga, somebody tell me say anytime we the ground dry, that tended to get boku mischief. Because I can always say any side we angry day, wa mat boku day. You know, so basically most parents then think say the tranga, let the pikin, let school business wait first. Let we send the pikin, let it go up with na market, you know. In some cases, then gal picking and they push on a street, bad in them, you know, for go up for make the family waiting. Sometimes they even the picking and the offer, say, Mama Tintranga, you know what in, let me say self go on a street and go help and for let we able for solve some of the family problems there. Now, while that would be a temporal solution, that would only be inviting permanent poverty. Because one, the Peking not go able for empowering himself for tomorrow let become a productive citizen, or even for take care of him parents them with a non reach the old age. But better still, not go able for contribute to salon in better one. And we fear is the strong voices. Now that we go get to a point,
with my
we go get to a point in a salon where we not go get people them we're going able for handle the mantle of leadership. Because if we consider how drugs they destroy, we youth them, how people are not they go school, like who will talk about their choice there in terms of education. People say, oh, rather go make for the family. You know, it go reach them where we go get a like a cut-off period where people are not empowered enough for take on the mantle of leadership. Imagine how salon would be at that point. You know, so the strong voices and safe choices campaign, would they use their strong voices there for tell people say, now that solution, they while it go solve the temporal issue, it will bring a permanent poverty for tomorrow. So these are some of the things that we expect with strong voices them for the help we vulnerable people and for make decision. And then we go to the area of emerging drugs issues. Down there is a lot. We go down there on the day, we talk of stress-related complications, communicable diseases like mpox, even lifestyle, but most importantly, the drugs. How you don't want to sell drugs, you don't want to take drugs for let destroy your life. Now, so you know for selling, especially in a time like now when it is alleged that we have a drug lord living in our country, drug rampant in the country. One youth for make them understand say drugs not get nothing for contribute to them like for better than life, but also not take them for let you combat economic hardship now you like go sell them to people and because you're destroying them as well. So these are some of the issues. And then of course national cohesion we try for bridge the gap. I'm not going to belabor on that point today. And then we go on the governance, good governance and democracy. On the governance of democracy, one of the things then where this campaign go champion now the preservation of democracy. How do we preserve democracy, especially in a time like now? We would continue to engage, like me, I talk about friendly discourse and engagement, ethical discourse and engagement, ECSL, that we did not go allow this precedent for stand. If people then come out 2-3 o'clock in the morning for go vote, we deserve for democracy's sake, for the preservation of democracy, for understand, and in terms of disaggregated data, every bit how the election passed, how it passed, how we reach here. Let we know exactly, because if we set this precedent, salon when at on debt politics we get, where the other people in the camp, let's say Unity Party come tomorrow, what thing they go do? So let we not allow this to fly because democracy, now that way they will believe, say, we'll go for move the country forward. And this is a precedent who no one set. So let we know what will happen now that 2023 election. And then they go determine the next course of action. And if anybody found wanting or liable, say them, do you kill business, they should be brought to book. We for make sure say we set the right precedent for democracy in our country. And also, when we come to governance, we talk about, I can always say, government is a reflection of its people. What do you put, now you do get. Papa, what do you go vote, now you do get. And for as long as then continue for deceive with people, for vote by tribal line, political party line, or regional line, and not for the real stuff, this is our job, strong voices, for educate Sierra Leoneans to how to vote, why to vote, and why do we participate in electoral process? Why do we, how for put people in leadership, waiting for look for. Until we do that, we empower Sierra Leoneans for understand that area then we always they vote the same way. And like I said, government is a reflection of its people. What do you put now you get? You cannot put certain people way because of sin and party, because you don't look for the right stuff way for deliver the country, for work for the country, for make salon, and you expect for the country better. So this we have a lot of work to do, and we're going to call on Una the strong voices. We have a lot of Unaya. We thank God. Most of Una when we reach out, you guys accept. We have everybody now with a strong voice. We should use those strong voices for help vulnerable Sierra Leoneans make informed and safe life choices. I will pause here for now, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sawai. There is one Latin adage. It says, "Cuculus non facit monachum." It means to say, it is not a robe that makes you a monk. That is to say, not to the clothes you wear make you priest, not to make you pastor. Waiting make you priest or pastor, now waiting inside your heart. Now waiting they come out from you. Now I mean Jesus Christ tell you say, not to that which we demand they eat, the dirty demand, but at the thing we come out demand not. Now in the dirty demand. One fundamental thing I pick from all within people and don't say within the mirror of our stain and why don't say. Now the fact that we believe say dialogue, talking to each other should be the way forward, not fighting each other. That's the reason why I always appreciate Pakaba when he make one statement with regards violence and music. It's on I left the bubble let them sing, as long as they're not gonna push for buffet. Those statements are important foundational statements that will help we or push we country go before. And when we talk about rights, I get from a big word and I get from big statements. One of the things we always when we engage among human rights issues, the first thing we can tell me, say, I thought when you talk about rights, talk about responsibilities. You know, they ever talk about freedoms without talking about responsibilities. Because freedoms and responsibilities, both of them, they go together. And if we want any country for develop, irrespective of whether in a power or waiting they happen, we therefore protect the freedoms of the people, but the people also get for being responsible, you know, for themselves and for their country. And that's the reason why we could use innovation. We want to use innovative ideas for engage, for less Sierra Leoneans that they be engaged. Probably when we find other ways to engage, there will come a time where we go engage in such a level, the world go see we, and the idea of the Athens of West Africa will be restored. Many people think to say the Athens of West Africa is just about education. It was not just about education. No. It was also about our ability to coexist, our ability to reason together, irrespective of how difficult the situation may be. But we are able to come together and reason as a people, not as political party. I agree. President Julius Malema make that statement. I think a month ago, if they talk to some people, I see the video where they tell them, say, one of the problems we come together because we have the votes based on a tribal and ethnic line. And that's true. It comes out from the mouth of the president, and that's true. You know, because we're not able to see ourselves yet as Sierra Leoneans. We still see ourselves as Mende, Creole, Timini, Limba, Loko. We see ourselves as Westerner and Northerner and Southeasterner. We not ever see ourselves as Sierra Leoneans. Just imagine 30 days, we get Lebanese people in that country, we're not Sierra Leonean, but 30 days we talk about them, as you point finger up and say they're foreigner. You don't even know what I say, because our mindset. And that is what we at Speak Up Movement want to do. We want to create this platform and this way in which we will come together as a people, see ourselves as one nation under God, one nation under heaven. Thank you so much, Sawai. Let me just make quick progress. I really want to make progress, and I want to ask we speakers them for standby, because I'm going to begin to call on now or come up and make statements. Please, I want to make on know say all of we speakers them way we call for come make statements. Then people then also now respectable people them, that people who believe say get strong voices, and we go with them voice and the role where they play, whether in this government or past government. We respect all the roles and responsibilities that we don't get. We don't see una. We get a lot of respect for una, and that is why we will start with the present Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Aissata Mahoy. Dr. Aissata Mahoy is the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. She's a champion of social change and gender equality. With expertise in development, economics, and economic policy, she has worked with the World Bank and integrated gender concerns into developmental initiatives. A dedicated lecturer, grassroots advocate and mentor. She empowers women at all levels of society. As a clergyman and community activist, she promotes social inclusion and fairness across Africa. Recognized among the 50 influential women achievers in Africa 2024, her leadership continues to thrive meaningfully. Thank you so much, Dr. Aissata Mahoy. You're welcome, ma. You please unmute, ma. Yes, ma.
Thank you very much. I just want to use this opportunity for say thank you to the one that we initiate this particular initiative for make sure say Sierra Leoneans then go able for talk about things them where they monitor them. and more so in a very constructive manner. Well, me, they also for talk about issues them where they ambog woman and picking them. Specifically, where would they look at also young people and kindergarten and also persons with disability, because when you talk about gender issues, they are general issues. And today I want for make we always there na this particular platform understand say Sierra Leone has made a lot of progress. We all know, say, from where we signed what we call the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, when at the CEDAW, and other treaties, them like the Maputo Protocol. Sierra Leone don't make strides. From 2007, we know about the three gender justice laws, them. We know about the Child Rights Act, where we also enact in 2007. So a lot of things has happened. Sierra Leone, because we are signatory to international instruments, what you need to do as a country, once you sign this, you get for domesticate, and you domesticate by bringing laws. So now that make, in fact, quite recently, we get progressive laws then, where thanks to the Parliament of Sierra Leone, where then don't enact. And among those laws, we get even law where they prohibit child marriage among picking them. We get the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment. We get the Customary Land Rights Act. We get the National Land Commissions Act. All of these are laws that are there to support the empowerment of women. But a lot of things then they happen, and specifically because we have a problem of mindset where we use with cultural norms or traditions where still the cloud we make a lot of change not able for happen. But also in the parts of government, past and present, a lot of progress has been made in that particular area. And I want to make people know, say, presently we are also challenged with issues of SGBV, where the issues then they come up. We don't put mechanisms in place. In fact, we get what we call the 116 toll-free line, where that particular 116 toll-free line, the way you call them, it lead you to a service provider, where the service provider go lead you, depending on the location who you there, for access services. Now we one-stop center them. And then one-stop center also then located in different districts them. Also Rainbow Initiative no day, because governments, they work with partners them, civil society organization, NGOs, for make we all able to get that data, make we all able for make sure say we try and resolve or issues them where they ambog woman and picking them. Presently, we get what we call the Child Rights Bill within our parliament in stock, because we still they discuss them, and we hope say by God in power, when that law they go pass in safe, we go able for protect we picking them in every aspect, looking at trafficking, child labor, cyberbullying, drug abuse, all of those things, child marriage, and FGM, where INSEF now one of the key and the strong traditional things then where they ambog the picking them. However, we get many challenges then. The challenges then span up from where victim don't report violence. The case don't go now police, you don't come to the ministry, you don't go now, we want stop centers, the Rainbow Initiative, then you don't get services. Some cases, they not they allow the victim for go back now the community immediately, we not get enough safe homes for able for keep them victim there. So another challenge is we not get a forensic lab. So many of the issues them, we know they get justice, because forensic lab know the way they check DNA of perpetrators them. Of course, we get the Sexual Offences Act, where that one day they been amended them in 2019. Where till today we also they get challenges and when implementation been starts because of some of the clauses them where they did. So we are thinking, working together with the justice system for make we amend them again, and also we do collaborate because we get an SGBV steering committee where plenty player then did it. And then players then they would try for look at issues then. But however, just like I said, there are many challenges, and those challenges it depends from the security. It starts from the security sector, when then they record abuse, to the justice system, and also to the implementation of the laws, where some of it's waiting they stop them now because of we mindset, and we require a mindset change. So this is what I have to say about gender, and now this position this country day for now. also on women's economic empowerment, when now one major thing, you cannot solve problems in the homes when women are not economically empowered. So we are also looking at working with our partners where they look at financial inclusion aspects where we don't start. A lot of initiatives then they come up. It's the how we they able for coordinate research as a country for make all the initiative then they able for all water. But just as I say, there are many challenges, and those challenges we need to work on them together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma. Really enjoy what you say. If we listen carefully, these are the kind of discussions we want to be having in Sierra Leone, bringing up issues, the Honorable Minister bring up for we, and for make we understand what are the current issues in Sierra Leone, and then we begin to think and decide how we add we voice to these issues, and how for come up with ideas for ensure say we help people like this in ministries for ensure say these issues go out and the government turn attention, sometimes put money on some of the ministries there also for ensure say they're able for fulfill waiting them for do. The next person where we go we'll talk on education and emerging health issues. Education and emerging health issue. This not to any other person but Professor Dr. Emeritus. I like it title. I like Bookman title because I come on a family with people in a Bookman. Professor Emeritus Jimmy Kande. Now the next person we go call for talk. Who than this person? You see, Dr. Jimmy Kande is a distinguished scholar specializing in African politics, governance, and democratization. He earned his PhD from the University of Wisconsin, Madison, and served as a professor of political science at the University of Richmond from 1992 to 2021. His reach has shaped discussions on ethnicity in politics, civil-military relations, and democratization in Sierra Leone and West Africa. Notable works include Coups from Below, Ahmed Sultans, and State Power in West Africa. Okay, these are books. I would love to get some of these books myself. And Politicization of Ethnic Identities in Sierra Leone. Wonderful. Dr. Kande has contributed to policy discussion on decentralization, post-war reconstruction, and security sector reform, representing at institutions such as Oxford University and the United Nations. His work remains a key resource for understanding governance and political stability in Sierra Leone. Dr. Jimmy Kande, you're welcome, sir. And Dr. Kande, please unmute, sir. Please unmute. You are still muted. Yes.
Okay, great. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Adjust this right. Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes,
hello?
Sir. I can hear you clearly, sir.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Thanks, first of all, for inviting me to participate in this inaugural venture. I think you assigned two topics to me, education and health. And I claim no authority on these topics, but I do have my own pedestrian kind of insights. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear, sir.
Loud and clear, sir. Please, if you are, can you please unmute and allow Dr. Kande alone to be, can you please mute, sorry, and allow Dr. Kande alone to be on mute? Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay, like I was saying, I claim to be no authority on these topics, but I think I can share some of my pedestrian insights on them, especially given the fact that we're all Sierra Leoneans and we have to be very much concerned about education and health in our country. I want to kind of start off what I have to say by referencing a book that I often use in my courses at the University of Richmond, particularly courses on developing nations. And it's a book that was by an Indian Nobel Prize winner, Amartya Sen. The topic of the book, title rather of the book was, or rather is, Development and Freedom, in which he argued, among other things, and this is very relevant for our societies, that even the poorest of countries in the world can make significant strides in improving the lot of their people if only their governments can invest heavily in education and health. That those are the two cornerstones of social development. Because when you educate a person, you literally providing them with a meal ticket. They can provide for themselves over time. And also when you can provide health care, you removing certain sources of unfreedom that come about as a result of, the kind of health care that is lacking in your community and so forth. So starting on that premise, one cannot overemphasize the significance of healthcare and education. And one can even go further and make the argument that any government that makes significant progress in these two areas stands to receive the support, overwhelming support of our people. We're not even getting into physical infrastructures and other things. And in those two areas, we have seen a dramatic deterioration over the years. It did not start, right, the last few years. This has been ongoing for a very long time and has been persistent. Take, for instance, education, right? That's one area I've been involved in as far as higher education. Again, let me just pause here. Is the form here, is it Creole or English? I can go both ways, but I don't want to mix it up. If I'm going to be speaking English, I'll speak with that. If I want to go Creole.
Yes, just quiet. If the English is fine for you, go ahead with English. If you want.
Okay, I don't want to offend anybody by not speaking, Creole, which I can speak just as well as anybody.
Okay, sir.
Me, I suggest you go into Creole so that because Nadande then don't start with.
All right, sir. Very good suggestion.
Okay. I'll do my best in that regard. Low country education, right? I don't get small experience in that field day. And the deterioration here is just mind-boggling when you look at what is going on. Okay, the emphasis, I will even make a comparison, okay, between what they call free education and free healthcare for pregnant and lactating women. Now that's the last government been come with free healthcare. Okay, now, if you are a responsible parent or husband or whoever, you person sick or say you get somebody who need health care, right? A pregnant woman, they send them for free health care because there's nothing there. The same with the educational system. Free education looks at access, which is good, improving access for everybody. But the focus will forget now for improved quality. Where women they go school, there was quality education. That was the focus. Not to be in quantity, let everybody go school where not they learn. The whole purpose of going to school is to be educated. But we not they educate we picking there now. I run into a student where say you know able to get job. I say, why you know able to get job? He say because they demand computer skill. I say, well, if they go take a computer class, and I say, no, India they go get pay for some paper. I should say they get, computer skills. We don't get at all. And that's not an isolated case. It runs throughout the system. From I remember I go give book them upline. I every now and then I can go donate book there with me party then they send, So I go St. Paul's, Napujeo, and CKC. You know, I don't visit many schools and libraries across the country. They donate books there, mostly, you know, STEM books and so forth. And the teacher then at St. Paul's, they complain. Say the very thing the way the government, when they prosecute them for, they tie them a cutting tree for fraud, that's what they are now promoting. So then go inflate the grades, allow the student for spy on a massive scale, so then go inflate the grades and impress the donor there, say, you know, education they improve, and their grades cannot be improved overnight. I've never seen that. It takes a while, even when you're well-meaning. You they implement, they reform them. It takes a while for you begin yield, you know, the result. But because they want make good face to the donor them, then involved in massive grade inflation at this country. Where picking themselves, we don't know nothing. Me self we not that good in math. If I go take the exam, flying colors. Because they get picking them, we don't know nothing but math, they get A. We don't know, we don't get any way English not to the strong suits, then they get A. Then self not they believe the grade they way then they get. So it just shows you that what we have here is a broken educational system. I teach for 1 year now for Bay College until the so-called, you know, powers that be decide say they cannot handle the truth. They cannot handle a fact. That is not an opinion. Okay, but if you can handle the truth, you can handle the fact, then like that's it. But I'll still keep saying what is the truth. Because that is the duty of an academic. You get for speak truth to power. I don't care for label to anybody. I come for just retire and enjoy the rest of my life. My career and be other country because condition then I have been so bad that you can't even come back and do what you love doing, which is teaching. So not educate the beginning. You go for Bay College, now so cash for grades. You can go from first year, you earn your degree, you don't do, you just pay for pass. If it's not that, it is sex for grades. And it's not just at the institutions of higher learning. It's all over. I often cite the example of a niece who called me from upline, say, in them not in a list of students that way pass in a nursing class because it not give the teacher, it not give the woman where they teach them the money where they demand from all of them. Now, say, almost you guys say 50 million. I just bust laugh. I said, so almost even they ask for, is it 100 million minimum? But this is repeated throughout the system. Imagine a nurse who's not qualified, where they're not trained well at all, where get for paying way through, get for treat you later on. You know, now we life there where they play with. But anyway, getting back to education, like I say, the grade inflation just too rampant. The fraud is just too rampant. And one thing that they do is that with students, they wait and come on, yeah. It will be very difficult for them to accept them na institutions of higher learning elsewhere. Already America don't ban with student them, which is terrible. Some people then say that because it's student and they go overstay, but it's not just about students. There are many other non-students where they go to America where they overstay. But you can understand why some students then don't for their studies and that then no one come back. You get people in here where they tell you say if they left this country, then they vow never to come back because of some of the hellish conditions they where they get for living. Where even if you're educated, it don't matter much at all. You join the class of the drug man in the country. So, I mean, the system is broken. How we go about fixing it, the people who broke the system cannot fix it. That's all I can say. We get one of the longest running minister of education at this country. We serve, I think, almost 12 years under Kaba. Where the YSF come back, I think he served almost 2 terms. In between, you get Minkailu, and they've all been unmitigated disasters. I don't know much about the current situation now. The guy within basic education is a very, very, very well-meaning, guy. I happen to know him a little bit, not that much, but he's a very well-meaning guy. I just hope say they were able to allow him for make a difference, in that ministry there. So there are all kinds of problems, but I think the problem begins with leadership, a lot of political interference, because there are 2 imperatives driving education today in this country. One political, the other one na money. Even students that were not able to qualify for Kamna College, then they make arrangements for them for give them diploma, just so that they go can pay money for attend the college. So you have all those kind of problems, but I don't want to belabor the point. Let me just touch on a few issues dealing with health. Because again, education, if we get education right and we get healthcare right, we'll be making significant progress in eradicating poverty, in bringing our people together, in getting with people then for at least have faith in the institutions. They say they're responsive to our interests, they're responsive to our needs, we health needs, and we educational needs. But let me say a few words about health and healthcare. Let me start off on a positive note. I noticed one thing recently, which is that most of the major hospitals, they don't solarize them. That means they don't install solar panel on all of them, where for able to provide them adequate electricity for 24 hours. My prayer is that it is sustainable. Some of the people that were involved assure me say they don't do maintenance and other kinds of training. We go ensure say then we're able to sustain them. That addresses the electricity problem for we hospital them, which was very critical, because they carry all kind of story there where they can get for stop surgeries interrupted because there's a lack of electricity. So all of that now, let me see this here. Okay, all of that now seem to be solved. The next issue is providing clean drinking water, having adequate, hospital beds for patients. But most critically, what really can gnaw at me, can really get under me core, is the fact that we people and get for the go Ghana for healthcare. If Ghana can get any kind of high-tech or whatever hospital, waiting do we ban? I swear we not able think, we will not be able for stop for low ball with people there. Think about having the best for, if not in a one green hospital, say first class hospital. If we can get airport we cost 300 million, we can get hospital we cost 300 million. Now how much they travel by air? The majority of the people are going to need hospital. It saves a lot of money. I've heard talk about here and there about building this there, Barcelona, Boku talk. But if we can invest in healthcare, and it's not just about money being spent, it's assessing the impact of the money within they spend, because for spending money now one thing. In most cases, the money there, come on, it's been siphoned off. Then go allocate almost million for this particular project, but I forgo watch no more. And that don't really destroy the healthcare system in this country. If you say Ebola, go bring in the kind of infusion of resources, we go jumpstart the healthcare system in this country. But before that, you be area and waiting the one minister they let them know it's Ebola money. Alaki practice. So now that's don't. It's not like the funding is not there. Even when you look at education, there was funding for Frobe College. the Arab man then give almost 40 million for them rehabilitate the place. Wetin happen? Then give the contract to an esteemed brother. Look at Fulbe College. Look at Fulbe College today. It don't look like secondary school stuff before I say university or college. So with healthcare, we get some challenges, right? We get challenges them basically with the mpox that we get today and the responsiveness. You look at mpox, it's like whenever the NTR come, it seems like now we're at the worst hit because Ebola come, it don't reach Cote d'Ivoire safe. But Liberia, Guinea, and Salone, now we not be the worst hit. This YSF come, it look like now they receive the brunt of it all. But I know they see any kind of coordinated policy. Where people their salon self again, the mindset with people, their attitude, they kind of very cavalier about taking the necessary precaution there. And I don't feel say there has been enough education and the vaccine has been kind of lacking. I don't think say government invest in vaccine and can always wait for them get free vaccines in order for do what is necessary. In this case. Then there's the issue of drugs, right? At the roundup here, do you allow not take too much of my time?
Thank you, sir.
There is the issue of drugs, and I'm just gonna end it there. And the issue of drugs, it's multi-layered, right? You look at it, it threatens our national security at many levels. It's not just the Kush problem, which is critical, because if a high percentage of we youth is disappearing, not just physically, but socially and otherwise, that creates a serious threat to our survival, as a country and as a nation. And there's also the issue where not so much threatening health as such as national security, which is the drug trafficking issue. But I'm not going to get into that. I guess other people that really talk about governance and so forth go get into that. But there's a direct link there between that and with national security, because national security is about the well-being of our people ultimately. So on that note, I think I don't want me much for quite a bit. I will end here and hear other people out, okay?
Yes, thank you so much, Professor. I don't go say much. I actually just want to call the next person. But I think to say you actually hit the nail on the head and show the many lapses with it and why we need for continued dialogue, why we need for continue for talk and find a way for make sure, say, when we talk, the talk, result into an action. The talk result into an action. Because many times, we they bury all of them things there, we they go through all of them things there, we they suffer all of them things there. Like what we're talking about rehearsals, we people in live in a condition of stoic silence. You they suffer all of them things that you talk about, inside us, behind us, hey, not talking, no yegi, hey, no come to you, hey, let this not happen, hey, let that not happen. And then everything they go in a cycle. Everything. And sometimes why can they talk na radio programs or make me audio this and people always think that they talk based on one government, but it's not based on one government. When you look at them, these are things going in a cycle. Administration after administration, they do the same thing. Government after government, they do the same thing. So when you raise your voice, people are think to say, oh, now they want to you hate one, this, that, and that's not the case. That's not the case. It is about us. It is about Sierra Leone. That when you talk about Ghana, I feel because at the end of the day, when you look at Ghana, now we look Ghana, no, we will not go Ghana. We will not go Ghana. We will not go Kenya. We they go to some of them countries. Then now we look there, now we look salon. Then we ask ourselves, what do we? Now swear we swear. Now like when God asked Jeremiah, He says, Judah an unborn slave, or say you not slave. Then your mama born you a slave, or your mama born you big fool. They born you do kunu. Let God help we, and let the mercy of God be over with. The next person we'll call we own big brother. We na a popular man in Sierra Leone. We don't contribute a lot na the media for talk about issues where they come up na Sierra Leone. We need to any other person, but I call the name we all sabi Kingfisher. In actual name na Emily Savage. Emily Savage, also known as Kingfisher, is a popularly known as Kingfisher, is a prominent media producer and peace advocate in Sierra Leone. He has played a key role in conflict resolution through his work with Talking Drum Studio and search for common ground using radio dramas like Atunda Ayenda to promote peace and social change. Kingfisher was also a musician and DJ using his platform to encourage reconciliation during Sierra Leone's post-war recovery. His influence extends to grassroots media initiatives, helping establish community radio stations and fostering dialogue on governance, transparency, and gender equality. Additionally, he founded Bodyguard Studio, where he used music to inspire peace, unity among Sierra Leoneans. We all know your leader named Kingfisher. And today we get Kingfisher Naya for can talk to we a little bit about youth, social media, and entertainment. Though just please remind yourself, say we get limited time of 5 minutes. And I know say there are times some things can come up we really want for. You get express time, but we just try for limit yourself. And thank you so much. Kingfisher, you're welcome, sir. Please unmute.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Hope you're getting me loud and clear.
Very loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So, greetings to everybody, and I'm happy for be part of this meeting. I say thanks to the guardians of peace, of free speech, and now the kind of movements that they want, so we're making the look forward to for happen. And I'm glad the people that don't take the initiative. And I for talk about youth entertainment and social media, and I will make them short. When I look at the concept note, I see 4 key issues them where the campaign they look at: health, education, and good governance and democracy. So I want to start my own talk with them 4 points therefore. So I will start with education. And already at the talk, now for focus on youth. As youth, education is very important. Either formal education or informal education. The important thing is you for learn something we're able for make you live your life tomorrow. Let youthful energy where you get, you not get out for nothing. So education is very, very important. I go commodity, I go to health. For make you able for learn well, na school, na college, na outside they go learn trade, you forget well body. Because the book command say you should have a sound mind in a sound body. Health, very, very important. So, I go come to why make a talk about anything. Let me start. Then we take gender. Of course, nobody not go overlook the fact that gender equality is very important in our society. We will not overlook anybody down because of in gender, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. As far as me concerned, the only difference between man and woman, that one they give belly, the other one they born to kill. But apart from that, we all equal in the sight of God. So for me, gender equality is very, very important. But now we come to exactly what you have me point out for me. But for that access to good health, good education, for now we get gender equality, it depends on the governance system in our country. Without a proper good governance system, we're not going to get better service delivery in our country at all. Whether not the one they would elect, whether not from the one they would elect, or the one they would they appoint, or the one they would they apply for position. If the governance system not proper, nothing not go work. Just like the speaker before me did say. So now they bring me now to the point of entertainment and use of social media. One thing I know is that they use them, that there are the people them where they into entertainment largely. Use them, like the people them where they into social media largely. Very, very useful platform them for making voices be heard. But sadly, now we country, we entertainment, we limit them mostly to entertainment, gladdy. Single can sing them. In fact, some of the songs the way they come out now safe, and no one let me even listen to them. Where that energy they put into their songs, then the people that they sing and dance and turn about, we can channel them into strong voices them so that people will be able to make safe choices them. The use of social media, we get big platform because until somebody go post on social media today, there be potential for be the talking point tomorrow. So rather than we they use the social media for PhD, pull him or her down syndrome, because I don't have the symbol now. Somebody be mentioned the late Pakaba. And I remember, again, whether not true or not true, they say Pakaba, they say Saloma gets bad heart. Just you need to see on social media and a lot of bad heart. If we continue for use them platform, then they will not be born good picking for our country. So me they talk to the youth them, say, look, una get two powerful platform them, plus including una use full strength una get. Una use them platform them for advocate for good governance. Now with good governance, that was kind of job go down now we country. Now with good governance, with healthcare system then go up. Now with good governance, education go day like how we supposed for this. Good governance, we not go see beaucoup drop out them in the street. But until and unless we make our voices heard, nothing will always be. Me, for the people that we know me, they don't say from them, they use me entertainment platform, not only for entertain, but for advocate for social change. Then they don't bring me to put them into conflict with powers that did. But I don't care because I'm doing the right thing. And I know they say, for using an entertainment platform or a social media platform, not to for do the normal thing and do, but na platform there where they give the power for talk to government. Like how me have been saying, because most of the time protests will end and confusion and loss of life. But you can protest through music, you can protest through movies, you can protest through drama, you can protest through you post the way they do on social media. So look, for me, I don't me this year, like, until and unless as youth, young people them, we channel that energy we will not get into speaking out against the things the way they mourn. We all know the things the way they mourn like this way, Republic of Sierra Leone. We know, and we know the thing the way they cause them. We know, of course, some of the time that we know the solution there. So the platform that we will get to as entertainers, as social media people them, now we use them for bring out those things. And not for complain no more. Now we also able for bring out possible solutions then. We go mend with society. We society need healing. We society, like we pray because I hear people like they say, na God no more. Na lie, not to God no more. I believe in God, but I believe again in the correct thing. So for me, this line will be my own message to use them, the energy we will not get. We don't come on that youth stage, but we still they use them platform them day for bring about change in our country. Who now gets the energy? It is now, not for tomorrow, not to be yesterday. It is now because 2028 they are road they come. And if we not look sharp, the things them way we don't see don't they develop for it of 2028, they not go fine. And then it's all about election. What about development? Let youth man them will go before. When they say youth man them, now no member keke and bike no more. Now no member was no more. Now remember when they say youth man and then a position there. So for me, that let me go left with young people then. Use the energy we will get for join the speak up movement and speak for your rights then. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kingfisher. Thank you. I will just go straight for call the next person. The next person will come talk on human rights and security. This now somebody we are always considered for be an elder brother to me. My own big brother that one day. Because through I don't be influenced so much on the issues of rights, learning about rights and how to respect rights and how to live a life in which we all able to respect the rights of each other. I know we'll talk about because one of the simplest way for know how Sierra Leoneans to be affected. Take 2-3 Sierra Leoneans when no one beats themselves, put them for the tap now one house. You see the alala, we will scatter them. The next speaker na Dr. Brema Abdullahi Sharif, Commissioner Brema Abdullahi Sharif. He's a dynamic advocate, strategist, and storyteller. He's seamlessly navigating high-level policy planning and emotionally charged screenwriter. A distinguished expert in leadership, governance, and human rights, he has shaped civil society through roles as a consultant, trainer, campaigner, and filmmaker. Formerly chairperson of the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone and director of Amnesty International Sierra Leone, Sharif holds a master's in peace and development studies He currently serves as Communications, Advocacy, and Partnership Director for CARE International in Sierra Leone and Liberia, while also providing policy direction at OIDAC. His work, whether crafting national strategies or writing themes like Pride and Guilty, reflects his unwavering commitment to justice, resilience, and human dignity. Commissioner Brahima Sherif, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I hope I'm clear.
Very, very clear. Very, very clear, Commissioner.
All right. Thank you very much. Again, I want to use this opportunity for telling plenty. Thank you, the organizers, for giving me the opportunity for be part of this laudable venture. I say laudable venture because speaking up now one thing way I really like, and one thing way I don't enjoy for the rest of my life. But me points today now for talk around human rights and security. And I try to put them in the context of speaking up, free speech, and the guardians of truth. So first, I want to follow on and say, I don't just talk as a former human rights activist or a former commissioner, but actually they talk as a lifelong activist. We believe in dignity, security, and freedom. For me, this is not to abstract ideals. This is not the lifeline of every human being. And now the way very important where we speak, whether we speak truth to power or speak truth for dream of justice or speak truth from we heart to make sure say we move for change. So to me, this campaign launch, not just about launch, but for ignite a movement we're rooted in dignity, shaped by truth, facts, and courage, and driven by the profound belief we'll get for settlements not safe, and afraid not go guide we, but for talk to that the most important thing we will for do. So I will try to look at some quick facts before I go into the human rights issues and security. One of the things I want to say now that when we talk, we want for talk not for divide, but not for build. When we speak up, we don't want to speak up because we want for politicize, but not for protect. And when we talk, we don't want for talk selfishly because we want for gain power, but not for challenge the issues, the abuses. And they're really important. So I want to encourage this movement, this campaign, not to make too much noise, neither speaking up, but now when you're very clear about what you talk, when you get the courage we're wrapped in responsibility. And above all, when you make sure you talk wisely by making the safe choices and protect the one that we really important, where they don't push in a corner. So this campaign theme says strong voices, safe choices. For me, not just a slogan. This is a survival strategy, especially in modern democracies in Sierra Leone, in Africa, or maybe globally. It reminds me, say, strength depends on the society, the way society they demand, the level of integrity, the courage where citizens get. Strength of a speak up, not to how loud you talk, but now how true they inside what you talk and how you focus on the real change. So, human rights and security, how then to are tied? Well, just quickly, we all know say human rights, these are the basic foundations for freedom, protection, where everybody gets, regardless of your race, gender, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, for salon, regional or tribe, or any other states. Everybody gets them. And there are three basic principles we're really tied into all this. They're universal. It no matter how you forget that. They're inalienable. They're not going to use some, then take away some from you. Or then take away some during emergency. They're independent and indivisible. If you want to enjoy one, you definitely go for enjoy the other one. While listening to Dr. Kande, they try to tie the issues around education, health. It's really very important. For example, for let somebody access education, if you're not healthy, you need for access education. But also if the person not gets security, there's also a challenge for letting the person access education. Same way so, the person need to get them basic right there. We know say the Universal Declaration of Human Rights are the basic document for all other human rights instruments, treaties, policy don't come out. Article 3 very clear, and I like him, he say, everybody gets right to life, liberty, and security of perpetuity. You find out saying that 3 things they talk about right to life, but they talk about liberty and security of a person. Where they really talk about how human rights, security, how they interdependent. But why human rights and security for go together? Well, inside communities, society people they feel unsafe, whether violence, whether they surveillance them, whether not poverty, whether rights they don't erode. One of the things very important are that security becomes something important rather than for use them for a tool of fear. Now look at this. Some data they around globally. For example, the Freedom House 2024 report say global freedom don't decline by the 18th consecutive time right around the world. It's very important simply because a lot of institutions, the government don't use security as a way for restrict media, protests, and political dissent. But that report also talk about something very clear now, that freedom of speech and rule of law. Now, one of the things we're really very strong for the outcomes for security, and it help for improve security. It also they say security they build on the existing policies we'll get. Enough for be one way they do repression. Because if you use security as an excuse for repression, they say it's temporary. So few things than the way human rights advocates and like the Speak Up campaign, some of the things where they really need to understand. When are the role of responsibility around rights advocacy like the Speak Up campaign? One, over speak with integrity. And I see integrity as one of the core values. You know, what can do leadership training, changes and everything. One of the core components of real leadership is integrity, and they can define integrity and say doing the right thing even no other person is looking at you. So responsibility around advocacy, people for speaking with integrity, not with hate. Protesting injustice, not to promote division. Defending freedom, not to exploit them for spread falsehood or threaten peace. When I one person will believe in protests, I believe in free protests. But I know one protest where before the protest and talk about for Bonn police station. I know one protest where they talk say, we kill people before the protest. I know one protest where they talk say, go overthrow government before the protest. Like I say, speaking up means, you know, they target individuals, you want to target the issues. And then they're really, really important. So one of the things were important for we, very clear, say freedom of speech, not the freedom from consequences. For example, inciting violence, speaking dangerously, misinformation, or using speech to undermine the dignity of other people, them, not a protected speech than now a betrayal of the values, follow we claim the rights we say we talk. So we want to speak up, but we want to speak up with responsibility. We want to speak up for address the issues. We want to raise human rights issues with data, with truth, with fairness, and with accuracy. Then they now ain't gonna make them believe in we. Now ain't gonna make people want to listen to we. In fact, there's a slogan we say, for let trust in the person where they speak, you go for trust the messenger, you go for equally trust the message. So as messengers or guardians of truth, we want to make sure say we voice what you would say, be the correct things. Not the things will go always resonate very well with certain people in governance, because a lot of people don't want truth. But I tell you, speaking the truth gives you a clear conscience, and they say conscience now the presence of God in man. So, what is security in human rights context? Well, a lot of people can misunderstand security as just the absence of violence or conflict. But for we as human rights activists, security go beyond that. It means the protection of people, their freedom, their dignity, their ability to participate fully in society without the no afraid or no repression. So true security, not about controlling the people, not about protecting the space outside the people then can live, then speak, they organize, and then grow freely. One quotation they were like from the former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan. He said we will not enjoy development without security. We will not enjoy security without development. And we will not enjoy either without the respect for human rights. So human rights are the core center of development and security. So what does this mean for we? We mean say security not just a state function. Now a human rights is center of human rights. Freedom for speak without retaliation. We forget that. We want for assemble without fear. We won't forget freedom. Where we say we believe in what you they say, we get the facts, we get the data, and that's what they talk about. So freedom, very important. But security and human rights are the core components of the thing that we for help we. When I want security, we're fragile. Because security we're fragile, now we say human rights not there. But security we're strong, now we say human rights there, and it form the basis of what they do. So the truth is that security and human rights interdependent. Then they work together. What do I mean? Security for create the environment whose rights will be safely exercised. Equally so, rights for be guided with for make sure say security did it. We want to make sure say people do not be restrained, but then take accountability for what they do. What people they do for be legal and not illegal. And people for equally take accountable, for be accountable for the things they also do. They say he who comes to equity comes with clean hands. If you want to ask government for be accountable, and you're not a speak up person, you're not a guardian of truth, you say equally for be accountable for the two things where you want to talk about. But of course, we get challenges. One of the things very clear now that freedom of expression, when at the heartbeat of democracy, really gets a lot of challenge, and it is under threat right across the world. No doubt about that. Of course, a lot of improvement they happen. We're not going to say it's absolute, but of course, they say a lot of improvements that's alone. But I say we still get a lot to do for open the space. We see a lot of interaction between the Australian Association of Journalists with government, but to equally want voices where they speak, not because they relate to government, but because they speak the truth. You don't need for belong to a political party for speak the truth. You need for get the data, the right thing for speak the truth. You need for be accountable for speak the truth. You don't need for be associated to a political party for speak the truth. But you don't need for speak loudly misinformation because you think say now that go talk about the truth. So what you know we roll after they try for conclude. Government gets the overall responsibility for make sure say they protect, respect, and fulfill the rights of every citizen. This one non-negotiable. But what the citizens then get? Citizens then equally get the responsibility for make sure say, as then they request for their own rights, they also they recognize say other people then get rights. In fact, you get a mantra as activists where say, my right to swing my fist stops where the nose of the other person begins. I'm not going to claim your right when I trample on other people's rights. If I want to speak up, I'm not going to want to lie because I speak up. If I want to be a guardian of truth, I don't want to hide under politics for talk bad things about people within governance. Or I want to promote other person because I related to them. Speaking up means we got to speak with conscience, we got to speak fairly, we got to get data, we for mobilize voices, and I see collaboration as one of the things that I want to do. We live in a world where really very important. In fact, the SDGs, the last parts of the SDGs, when I'm 17, talk about partnership and working together. No man is an island. We actually need to work together for develop all of this. So for if we want peace, development, we go for protect freedom as fiercely and pursue them with security, but to for pursue them with truth, data, accuracy, and accountability. So we all know they are today. Human rights, not just anything, say, okay, I get me rights. But as you get your right, you usually get your responsibility. I want to close with this. There can be no safe choice without strong voices. So we won't want to raise the voices. Now, damn the people they want. Let we raise the voices because there are people who are not able to talk. But let's raise the voices with accountability. With freedom for speak up, not just a right, now also a responsibility. With every word what we say, we have to be accountable because the impacts will be positive or negative. But for activists, one impacts for be positive because that change we want. Positive change where they bear positive on people there. We also want to be transparent in what you they do. We want to be fair, and we want to represent anybody in what you they do. We want to represent with conscience. We want to be truthful. We want to get the facts. We want to be responsible. But we want to speak fearlessly, because human rights is about saying the truth, even when people don't want to listen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Commissioner. There are a lot of things we take from all what you I don't say, especially what you said just to say. But I just want for you to get to people and say, why would they tell when I say this man, he can never speak about human rights without talking about responsibility. Never, never, ever. I'm gonna also answer, we talk about rights. The first thing tell me, you get to understand your own responsibility. As you look at that person being right, you get to look at your responsibility. And I want to be possible open the mind so much. You understand me? You know, sometimes now Sarah, we can always think to say, oh, then people and we get one kind of mindset about with people more. You will get the future, you get a different mindset of people with the upline. You forget their culture, you forget their norms, you forget their traditions, you forget their own pattern of doing things. You know what I expect them. You just want them to conform to your own standard one time. But anyway, thank you so much, and I hope we all the land. Before I call the next speaker, we get to one more speaker before we get to keynote speaker with the launch and then we end up everything. So before I call the next speaker, I just want to make everybody know, say please, if you want for continuing this discussion, please add your number in the text section. Just put your name and your number. We go add you in a particular group. We will continue the discussion on WhatsApp, because one of Mama make a key statement at the section. He say how all these things they lead to action. How all these things they lead to action. We go see. We're not going to talk all things here, but I can assure you, Una say each and every one, everything we discuss now, they will lead to an action. And I also just want for quickly recognize everybody where they are not able to go through and call Una only. They don't reach 51 now, and people and they. But I just want for Dr. Abdullah Begete, I don't see you from where we don't deal on with from the start. Thank you so much. Okay, I know say we honorable then they around. I know say we brother Telo Kamara said they around. There are a lot of people already around. We recognize Una all. We recognize Una all.
Adnan Adebayo Libanese
from the start. Adnan Adebayo Libanese they around. You know. Why they see all of them? You know why they see all of them people there? And they see people there. So I think to say they see even we own Adebayo yourself. And they see I'm around in all of this. And they see everybody. It should say we really want for Sidom and talk to ourselves and make we see how best we can use their platform there for change ourselves and make progress in Sierra Leone, because this is about Sierra Leone. I got one vow I make to God. I say, Papa God, I know they die if Salon not change. Salon for change before me die by God in power. Finally, I want to call on the next speaker. We will be with final statement maker. We can talk to we on good governance and democracy. We not to any other person but Commissioner Maksud Jibril Sise. Commissioner Maksud Jibril Sise. Who that na this person? Commissioner Maksud Jibril Sise is a seasoned educator. This is what I like about the program. Electoral expert and legal affairs specialist. After beginning his career as a school teacher in Sierra Leone and the Gambia, he joined the National Election Commission (NEC) in 2006 as a voter educator and became a permanent staff member in 2008. He later became NEC's first legal affairs officer, rising to chief of legal affairs, research and documentation, and eventually serving as the department's first director. His contributions were instrumental in Sierra Leone's electoral legal reform, including the consolidation of electoral laws and the passage of the Public Elections Act of 2012. He played a key role in coordinating legal matters between NEC, the Law Officers Department, Parliament, and other institutions in 2015. He was appointed Electoral Commissioner for Sierra Leone's Northern Region, a position he held until 2020. In 2020, he founded the Center for Electoral and Civic Education, a civic education organization where he currently serves as executive director. He holds a bachelor's and master's degree in education, along with various diplomas and certificates, including a postgraduate diploma in international and electoral law, and a recent certification in human rights consultancy from the United States Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights. Commissioner Sise, you are welcome, sir.
Unmute, sir, kindly.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We did get you, sir.
When they get me,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad for talk to una today. I a little bit find myself in a difficult position because I don't prepare for it. Then I say everybody don't talk pan Creole. So I go straight small for translate, but I go do my best.
Very all right, sir. We appreciate that.
I want to congratulate una and tell the Safe Voices and Strong Voices and Safe Choices campaign. I want to tell una thank you and congratulate una for this wonderful task. I want to tell also una some supporters them and well-wishers them thank you. And I tell una thank you for inviting me at this wonderful occasion. Now, what would they consider the current disposition of our country? Would they welcome any new civil society organization? Would they welcome una with mixed feelings? I say these mixed feelings because the civil society 20 years ago is different from civil society today. 20 years ago, the civil society be independent, it be fearless, it be agile, it be dependable, it be apolitical, and it be sincere. This period, it be coincide with the period where we get UNAMSI, where we get United Nations, where we get international community them, they support civil society. Then the civil society not be afraid for talk to the government, not be afraid for lead demonstration. They not be afraid for do that thing because they not be afraid say don't go arrest them and somebody go seize their rights and seize their freedom. Now, civil society 20 years ago now play major role in ending the country's civil war, in the restoration of peace and laying the groundwork for democracy and good governance in Sierra Leone. That particular time, they also elections they be take place, but then election then they now what did they be use? Now simple legal framework, electoral legal framework. We not develop like the legal framework we don't develop so now for elections. Now means simple legal framework they be use, but then elections then they been count them as good elections. What to do? Because the elections then they get two things that were important. They were grounded in integrity and sincerity. So much so that by 2012, the public elections that were with the whole, the world been feel for say Sierra Leone don't develop and it don't achieve such stability and professionalism by elections that and democracy that the UNAMSIL will be the cover everything about Sierra Leone. Things say you don't do time for make we left Sierra Leone where they team up on their own. Because Sierra Leone don't reach and the Electoral Commission don't reach a level where we believe for say we can left them and make them do right democracy. Today, the situation don't different. It don't change. Civil society don't change. And what it makes civil society change? Not because the international presence don't reduce. The laws then when they target free speech and dissent. The many civil society organizations them where we don't get, where we team up, where they talk. Now they don't begin to take time how to talk. They don't begin the balance. They don't believe even when it comes for criticize, then they take time. Then they criticize indirectly. Some other civil society them, what thing they do? Then they look the other way as if they're not conscious, as if they don't know what thing they happen in this country also. Today also, the condition then where they govern and where they make and create new civil society organization them, it's not right like I've been there electoral day. It's not right. Civil society don't become biased and weak. Any civil society where they now in Sierra Leone, people that they categorize them. You either they for this divide or they for that divide. And not only the political divide, it's also the ethnic divide. It is also the economic divide. It is also the intra-party divide. No civil society, no they now in Sierra Leone, they linger on one side. Now for this you dey for, and for that one day you dey for. The civil society, they also don't divide among the one they waiting for first past the post, versus the one they waiting for proportional representation. They don't divide alongside the one then where they seek justice for the electoral malpractice will be happening to 2023 as against the one they will say, no, let me forget about that one, they make we move on. So we urge this organization where we can inaugurate today for make them stay with the one the way they stand up tall with integrity. Although even the one the way they stand up tall with the integrity, they don't become less and less vocal. UNA organization is needed to fill this gap. And we urge you to side with the truth. We urge you to side with sincerity, integrity, and justice, and represent the voice of the vulnerable. This is the only way we can reform our nation. This brings me to the talk about reform. Talking about reform, Mr. Chairman and colleagues, what's in the first kind of person in mind, now the reform where they go on now, now the tripartite, the tripartite recommendation. I want to state this way. We welcome reform. We welcome the development. We welcome the tripartite recommendation and the reform with the tripartite recommendation, the lead weapon. We heartily welcome that one today, but we will not forget, say, the reform of our electoral architecture has been going on since 2005, not until the reform starts. Since 2005, where the new NEC come and they start for restructuring. That restructure they consists of 7 reform matrix, will be the target, the restructuring, the staff capacity, infrastructure, IT system, the revision of electoral laws and regulations, the boundary delimitation, and voter registration. Since 2005, now we deal with the one day. Expatriates them, legal luminaries from Sierra Leone and from the international community. Then be there for help with them reform there. So this will include people like Jesse Pilgrim, Dr. Lisa Handley, Victoria Stuart Jolly, Malam Mori, Reginald Finn. All the way and be experts them who help for make we electoral architecture reach USA reach show the elect today. 2010, Malam Mori, when I be one of the experts that will become, he been present 79 recommendations to the commission. Most of the recommendations and we incorporate them now with Public Elections Act. After the 2012 elections, we get more recommendations there. And by 2018, the recommendation there then come out from the mission and the observer mission in Sierra Leone. By 2018, we get 103 reform recommendations. I sure say the recommendation there, so they incorporate them now the Public Elections Act of 2022. Therefore, we can safely say that 19 years now we don't go on the reform of the Sierra Leone electoral architecture. So for person, when an electoral person, when an electoral aspect, elections expert, reform not to something where a new thing to it. Although we welcome the present reform. Let me say this here. And say I'm unequivocally, Mr. Chairman, friends and colleagues, that the thing that will trigger the controversy will surround the 2023 elections and will trigger this current reform activities, it not get anything to do with reform. It not get anything to do with the absence of electoral laws or the lack of good electoral procedures. The issue with the 2023 election is an issue of integrity, sincerity, trust, honor, patriotism, and impunity. Several successful elections that will be done under the correct law, or even law that way worse than this wire. But then elections, they may get a pass mark from the international community. We staff then be one of the best and the most professional staff in the region. We commission, electoral commission, they be ranked as one of the best electoral commission. We were respected everywhere we went and honored by colleagues in other jurisdictions. This is why they talk so. If you go to any conference during then when they say you come out now the National Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, people then they turn. So these are the people, these are the experts. So while we welcome the ongoing reforms, we sincerely hope that the issues of integrity and accountability and impunity will be duly addressed in these reforms. Integrity, honesty, truthfulness, fidelity, and patriotism are all values that electoral officers must imbibe. This is not a psychomoral state, not a procedural state, not a procedural problem. Now, mental problem. If the people that are inside the heart, they are genuine, we not go get problems with elections. It's not, like I said, it's not the laws that have the problem. The culprits by the 2023 election, not to the electoral laws. It had something to do with people, their mindset. And let me take this opportunity for tell people them. See, the excuse, the idea of using past elections as examples and excuse to justify the wrongs of 2023 election is preposterous. Most people then, plenty people that we want to justify what happened in 2023, then they refer to other elections. Mr. Chairman, I will come to that one day later. Right? Now, once again for make something very, very clear before I go further, and that is, even if all the reforms in this war then bring and come for bear on Sierra Leone elections, if the will not be for conduct free, fair, credible, transparent, and genuine elections for the sake of our people, Mr. Chairman, friends and colleagues, the dream of lasting and sustainable peace will remain in but a fleeting illusion, just like that singer they talk, when Bob Marley, to be pursued and never attained. I repeat, even if they bring all the reform that this world then bring and come to Sierra Leone, if the will for conduct free, fair, genuine election in order day, whatever we try for pursue in Sierra Leone, will not ever achieve that one day. It will be a dream we will pursue, but we're not going to achieve it. We need to look small about the electoral systems, them way right now with DEPA. This electoral system, now, it is a recommendation 78 of the tripartite committee. Now, I ask a few questions. Where should we as civil society activists stand on the unresolved matters of the 2023 elections? Where are we on the constitutional review, the census, the civil registry, the electoral boundary delimitation, and the justice system? Ladies and gentlemen, each one of the events they are and their agency they are has a bearing on the integrity of the future elections in Sierra Leone. Now, in discussing electoral systems, we want to know what's in electoral systems. Now, the system by which we elect people for go represent we in parliament or in the local government. Now, this we did consider the electoral systems. Each electoral system, whether na first past the post or whether na the proportional representation, each one of them gets in advantage and each one of them gets in disadvantage. Now Europe, now the Western world, you get plenty countries the way they use first past the post. And first past the post, what I mean by first past the post, now the system of government where one person they represent one constituency. Now the first past the post. And the proportional representation, now in people and they go na parliament for go represent them political party. Right? So now the difference it's good for make we able for understand the one then they. Now, the last elections, then do them on the basis of waiting of proportional representation. Somebody talk to me?
Yeah, Kingfisher and for mute.
Fisher.
Mute, sir. Sorry.
Kingfisher, can you please mute? All right.
Yes, talking about the electoral system. The last election, they be based on waiting. They be based on proportional representation system. And we'll be hearing where people have been telling before, say, if we get proportional representation, we will get plenty political parties, then they'll be able to participate. We all know, and then they delve into that much, that we got 4 political parties in the parliament before, but when we after the elections, what happened? The 4 party reduced to 2 political parties, and I don't think we get right now. But that not mean for say people they know the way they advocate for proportional representation. Even we own advisor, when an international advisor on a way to man, they recommend 10, 15 years ago that for a country we're so divided, in things say proportional representation will be a fine thing for make we do. And we see other civil society organizations that like NewsFF, they talk for say we need a system where we will adequately reflect and be inclusive in parliament. That one day good. We know that's nothing against that one day. But on the flip side, let we know for say Sierra Leone now a constituency based or a first past the post country by birth. Even before the colonial system, now first past the post will be the do. That is, we been get one man where they represent people in our parliament. Now we all understand. Now we people then are the push understand. They understand say them for go meet the constituency representative, the member of parliament. When I imagine the confusion will happen about the proportional representation, where people do not even know who are the representative, because it's no longer about constituencies, it is now about about districts and about political party. Again, I want to let people be reminded that the issue of the 2023 elections, not to proportional representation or not to first past the post. The problem with proportional representation, the problem with the 2023 election, a problem of mindset and problem of integrity.
Thank you.
So now, proportional representation, there be resort to Now 2002, because of one reason, because we be the power. The people then sit down and say, now, because we have power, let we use proportional representation. And because of that, they insert one section, when a section 38A inside the constitution for just allow for make we do the elections, because people had to be represented. But the 1991 constitution of Sierra Leone, I wonder what people don't know. Now, a first past the post constitution. The constitution of itself now first past the post constitution, and certain provisions they enshrine and then put inside the constitution for protect first past the post. And at this many people do not understand that because the constitution, because Sierra Leone now first past the post country, and because the constitution now first past the coast, you get provision there inside the law where they protect first past the post. And that is why the constitution, they tie the presidency, the candidacy of the president, they tie them to the political party. And most people don't know that. While power past the president belong to a political party, now for protect the first past the poster of the constitution. The constitution, they tied the presidency to a political party, then it tied the political party to the regions. So the law in section 35 of the constitution, they tell you, say, a president has to belong to a political party. Somebody they send message to me, I'm coming. The president has to be a member of a political party. Then the political party has to be represented in all the areas of the country. Why then do so? In addition to that, section 35, they tell you for say, each political party where they want for register, enough will be based on region, enough for be based on tribe, and enough for be based on an ethnic group. People they don't know why their laws and they in section 35 of the Constitution. Enough for form a political party based on tribe, enough for form a political party based on a region, enough for form a political party based on a tribe, a region, and enough for form one where they based on religion. This now for support the first past the post constitution. If you look at proportional representation all over the world, that law is not applicable. For a proportional representation, every community get right for form your own party, whether not based on religion, whether not based on tribe, whether not based on a region. This thing why they talk so it in a section 35 of the Constitution. And for any genuine proportional representation, we forget the right for form political party based on anything where we feel strongly about. Now we get example. In South Africa, we get the Zulu tribe, the Inkatha Freedom Movement Party. It then gets the religious African Christian Democrats. Now Australia, they have the Animal Justice Party. Now, and they get the Australian Christians and the Indigenous Aboriginal Party. All them proportional representation countries, they are like Israel, Germany, France, they all get religious political parties and ethnic parties. They get greenhouse parties. They even get animal rights party, where they're not tied like how we then tie we own party registration to region or not to tribe or to this one or so. The aim of proportional representation system is to allow any group which feels vulnerable and disadvantaged to be represented in parliament. That is the real inclusion.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. If we end now, I'd want to say one or two things when I advise on the proportional representation. I just conclude now. I think I don't take my time too much. In addition to that, a genuine proportional representation system, in a genuine proportional representation, the Constitution forces a winning party to form coalitions with other parties. Any proportional representation system, it forces the party we win for making a coalition government with other political parties. Their laws and they know in our Constitution. So if we say we want to get a proportional representation, we go for look at the Constitution, got the Constitution, and make sure say the laws and provide for them thing then they. One thing we last proportional representation gets the kind of result where it gets so, where it reduce the number of political parties where they represent, now because of the threshold. And me suggest now that if we are going for proportional representation, we first of all reduce the threshold where they make political party get representation. That is in addition to opening up for make any political party come, and also for make sure say the law where they say now the Electoral Commission now in they put the threshold. If I come out in the hands of the Electoral Commission, make it be subjected to a formula where everybody go able to understand. Why would they say so? Because if the Electoral Commission is being appointed by a political entity, that political entity go tell us is the threshold up to 11.9 something, will make people that are not able to enter inside parliament and make they elect today in a two-party no more day in a parliament. Gentlemen, we got plenty things for say, but we go on for end in also and I make something very, very clear that civil society organizations, other people in our country use this opportunity of the 2023 election for damn other elections that will be don't happen before in Sierra Leone. People they use other things that will happen 2007 and 2012 for justify the things that will happen now 2023, which is not fair. I want to urge the Safe Choices and the Strong Voices organization for make them do their own research. Let them make sure say each and everything where then they tell them about earlier elections for justify waiting to happen now, make them do their own research. And the Center for Electoral and Civic Education don't stand ready and will prepare for give them all the support and the expertise and the experience exchange with them so that they'll be able to follow the research. I tell you now, thank you, and Lord God bless you now all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. We don't really go way over with time, but we will try for wrap up. Just before we get to the keynote speaker and the person we can launch this campaign for we want for call on Fantasy Wiz. Fanta, are you around? Fantasy Wiz Camara for with poetic words help we for relax a little bit. Let me just give Fanta less than 5 minutes. Fanta, you're up. Audio not come out to Fanta. Not get audio.
Oh, I don't what's name call. I not see in picture there. I not see me or
everything.
Not see me.
Yeah.
Everything there. I see me spoken word up.
Yes.
So but then yeah, fantasy is then I also and I do apologize. I'm on the road for something where it was very much unavoidable, and I apologize for that day. Yeah. And so these are something where they read or rather perform that is very, very close to my heart. And I all know, how, we already know. So, Born Tired. I think that the wrong first one when I put up, so when I go able to put the other one.
Yes, Born Tired, we're there.
Okay. So I will just read that from there. We're born tired, not of age, but of weight we inherited. Our dreams came wrapped in dust and delivered by midwives with bloodshot eyes, from watching too many future miscarriage. In Sierra Leone, we don't run out of potential. We run out of permission to rise, to speak, to be more than what the censors predict. We are the children of war's echo and peace's broken promise. Every campaign season, they baptize us in slogans. Offer rise like it's holy water, but after the voting ink dries, we vanish like footprints in heavy rain. They tell us, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. But in Rome,
Fanta, you line the break.
Offshore accounts.
All right.
Yeah, I think we can move on.
Yeah, Fanta, you line sim for the break. The idea on this is something very, very simple. Can we, Mira, can you just please go back to the start of it? Can you just please go back to the start of it? Fanta, that helps because the position where you did, it's blind the break so much, and yet you're not going to be able to forget you.
This is the start.
Yes.
This is
so let's just go back to waiting Fanta one for say. And please, we got to do justice to her. It says, we are born tired, not of age, but of the weight we inherited. Our dreams came wrapped in dusting, delivered by midwives with bloodshot eyes from watching too many future miscarried. In Sierra Leone, we don't run out of potential. We run out of permission to rise, to speak, to be more than what the census predicts. We are the children of war's echo and peace, broken promise. Every campaign season, they baptize us in slogans. Offer rise like it's only water. But after the voting ink dries, we vanish like footprints in heavy rain. They tell us, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, but even Rome had architects. We have ministers with offshore accounts and a ministry of youth that forgets our names until it's time for a photo op. Look around. We also on streets paved with broken systems, sell sachet water in some that stinks like betrayal, speak 5 languages fluently, none of which open the door in an office with air condition. University certificates gather dust like ancient relics in forgotten shrines, while our sisters trade dignity for sugar daddies in tinted jeeps, and our brothers, desperate, write visa applications like Sam's. We scroll through Instagram, see youths in other lands, create apps, build empires, launch podcasts, while we're here debating whether to protest or pray. The youth is not lazy. We've just gone weary of building bridges that lead to nowhere, tired of climbing the ladders held by men who kick them over the moment we reach wrong fire. 5. Still we are fire. Even rain cannot unburn what we know, that no nation thrives by silence, by silencing the very ant that will one day carry its casket or crown. So don't just tell us to rise. Give us land. Give us loans. Give us leaders who see past tribal lines and know that justice isn't seasonal. We are Sierra Leoneans, unfinished sentence. And until we write the full stop ourselves, we will not be silent. Thank you. Oh, Fanta. Fanta, you make a remember me days. You make a remember me days. You make a remember me days. You make a remember me days at theater. So much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So with this, we want for call on we keynote speaker. One for call on we keynote speaker. We know to anybody. We own opposition leader na Sierra Leone's parliament. This is a person we all sabi, we many Sierra Leoneans sabi, we all don't listen to, and that is the beauty of our program. You see, we draw from all walks of life and from all institutions and all kinds of people. We own keynote speaker today, now Honorable Abdukabo. Honorable Abdukabo is a distinguished parliamentarian and a committed advocate for democracy, good governance, and socio-economic development. He plays a pivotal role in shaping legislative policies and championing the interests of the people. As a senior member of the All People's Congress, Honorable Kagbo has been instrumental in fostering parliamentary oversight, promoting accountability, and ensuring that the voices of the opposition contribute meaningfully to national decision-making. His leadership is marked by a firm commitment to the rule of law, human rights, and sustainable development. Beyond politics, Honorable Kagbo is passionate about youth empowerment, economic reforms, and fostering international partnerships to drive progress in Sierra Leone. His participation in the World Summit underscores his dedication to global dialogue, collaboration, and the pursuit of policies that enhance national and international governance. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Abu Kagbo.
Firstly, thank Strong Voices, Safe Choice. Plenty thank you for reposing confidence in me, for play this big role. And hope say I'm not gonna let them down. You also don't chair the program at all. I tell you plenty thank you for the level of professionalism where you don't show in performing this task. At any given point in time, God they raise people and for perform certain tasks, for influence change. And remember, inside the Bible, God say if we not praise her, they raise stones then for praise her. Sometimes then the older with the field say go speak up with a strong voice in a salon. Go let the people learn down. You know go speak up. Instead, they go decide for go join the system. But God they raise people away una not they even expect. Say now them people learn and then they can't speak up. Now them people learn and then they come with strong voices. So now them people learn and then they can change the narrative. Now them people learn and then they can do. And the act of speaking up always get results. It always gets results. Most times, what make they not can feel the results. Now that people they not they do and coordinatedly. People they afraid, then they speak up on your own individual, you them go all them lock them up, then they say speak up individual. But if they get a center, a coordinated force where they come together, say no, let we protect, let we stand with the one the way they speak up. It will go a very, very long way for influence the change the world want. Before I go to my statement proper, make I give you some illustrative examples of people the way don't speak up and waiting at the result. In 1955, we get the Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott. Always in America, they mean they put white man the one side inside bus and put black man the one side inside bus. They mean they segregate. But Rosa Parks, he be refused for give up his seat. He say no. He say he no go grab for let white man sit down. And the bus na be a segregated bus. He say no they do in Alabama. When he stand and he defies say no, he know they grapple. Wetin happen is spark up 1 year long boycott, wey been lead to Martin Luther King Jr., we ultimately lead the U.S. Supreme Court. He go to U.S. Supreme Court and then go stop the segregation on public bus. Then go say it unconstitutional. So now for that act they make, black man and white man begin sit down inside bus with no segregation. Remember back in South Africa, Nelson Mandela, where he speak against apartheid. Mandela spent decades. He speak out. He speak against institutionalized racism and apartheid. Despite the lock in a cell for 27 years, in voice and international advocacy efforts, it lead to the end of apartheid and the emergence of democratic South Africa, with him being the first president in South Africa in 1994, just because he decided to speak up. Malala Yousafzai, now being a 15-year-old small lady, where they advocate, they speak out for girl child rights, to education. Where they padande in 2014. In fact, before that day, they shoot him. Now in it. Because it is speak up for girl child, let them get access and rights to education. Then shoot him now in it, but he survived the bullet. And in 2014, he win the Nobel Peace Prize. And after that, the invoice became an influenced education policy where country they adapt, we empower millions of girls them nationwide for let them go school just because he speak up. And also the whistleblower in the Me Too movement, when a global movement, it starts with one woman now Hollywood. In a way, see individual and they speak up about sexual harassment, about assault. It creates a global wave of accountability will lead to the resignation and the criminal conviction and spur legal reforms in workplace harassment and law. So because of the whistleblower, it make them left for harass woman in our workplace. It make the left for, because they convict and he resign, because of sexual harassment where he do towards women then. Wangari Maathai and the Green Belt movement in Kenya. We all know say Maathai spoke out about deforestation and environmental degradation in Kenya. Despite government opposition, because government they make money through deforestation. The lady no give up. He mobilized thousands of women then for let them plant over 50 million trees. and he win the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004 for environmental and human rights activism. Also, Edward Snowden on mass surveillance in the USA. Snowden, a former NSA contractor, he exposed the global surveillance program used by the US intelligence agency. At the end of the day, in revelation, triggered global debate on privacy, surveillance, and the balance between security and civil liberty. So if I'm to name, I'll name over 20 people who don't speak up. And all of the speak up where they speak up necessitates the necessary change in our society. The question where I ask, if we not get possible way they speak up, Naso Salon go left forever, regardless of the political party where go kind of power, where they intimidate few no more than take few, then go lock them in a cell, and all the other hand then go afraid. We get people where them voice, they not they hear them. Then they speak, but them voice, they not they hear them. Like for example, near Minaya, one man he beat him with blind, he weft not the see again. He beat him to the extent that he weft blind. In weft in case no then a public domain because in weft in voice no they go far. Now for them kind people and they we speak up. Now for them kind people and they we supposed to come together with a strong voice. You get people and we not get access to education. People and not get access to electricity. People and not get access to justice. Then they seize advantage by them. For them people and they we need for come together and speak up. Mother Teresa say life is not worthwhile until it is lived for others. Mahatma Gandhi said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Reverend Dr. Chibundu say if you are in this generation and you do not positively affect this generation, you are a minus to this generation. It would have been better you never existed in this generation. Senator Thomas Sankara said the hottest place in hell is reserved for those who maintain neutrality in political crisis. We hold a moral obligation to we people. We hold a moral obligation to we country. We hold a moral obligation to the grassroots, the one the way they suffer, the one the way then they go seize advantage by. Was it yesterday at the coast ferry, they can meet up somebody in a ferry, now they tell me, say them go arrest them, they lock and CID. They say them take him phone na yan, then seize advantage na yan, they lock him. They say, but you not to say, na in somebody we know say they don't arrest and call him lawyer. He say when lawyer go na CID, they ask them, say, why wanna lock this person? Why wanna, he say they all they nav. Then they say, hey, no, this, that, before ever, then they left him. So meaning if a nomin gets a legal representation, if we don't suffer in silence. The question is, how many people they suffer in silence? They not get strong voice for talk for them. How many people? So now I make a feel say this very movement we una don't initiate. Now God give una the idea. Not to una your sense, not to una your understanding. Now God knows say Sierra people in there, we need strong voices them. We need people and for stand with them. Then they are where they go through a lot. So now God now use una for make sure say una come together for humanity and God go bless una, God go reward una for this selfless effort we in the two. As you say una take a look at 4 schematic areas. First, I go begin with good governance, the health sector. When I look at education, they una also zoom at human rights. Now go to good governance. Good governance na the foundation of any just society. Any just society. Now good governance na in foundation. Good governance dey prevent abuse of power. When citizens then demand transparency, then demand accountability, leaders then they less likely for misuse office. So if the strong voices then they talk for good governance, then they prevent abuse of power. Somebody can just take government money, no more go spend them where they ask, cannot talk, not answer anybody. I sure see the strong voices, safe choices, go make them not do them again. Go expose them. Go run after them. We go snap for transparency and accountability. I want make una know say these strong voices, safe choices, is not meant only for prevail under one government. Let's continue after government change. Una member say tradi where we get the other government na power, we get people the way they call people for work black. Una member, then they call people for protest for the living, fuel price, everything price. But today you know say then kind people and they enjoy government and then keep quiet, they know they talk again. Then don't let the people down. Let the people not feel say na another scheme like that they come up under the strong voices, the safe choices. Una get for stand firm. Una stand for the people instead of government. Let government not change, then give una position, then say una ya this, then una set not. The people then still they go through, waiting and they go through. Speaking up for good governance, they also promote equity. Good governance, they ensure say fair distribution of the nation's resources, services, and the opportunity. Let them not take all the roads there, send on one side of the country, and left other side them road they know they take. Let them not take all waiting governments they do, send on one side, or take one set of people and empower them against the other set. Salon a small country. And I believe say una get responsibility for speak up. We all get that responsibility for speak up when then thing and they happen. We for ensure say the services, opportunity, and resources of the country fairly distributed, regardless of region. Let them be fairly distributed. Una also know say when you speak up in good governance, it drive development, it make development be in the center stage. It creates an environment outside law, they work, outside institutions, then they function, outside people they trust their own government. Because if the environment, law not they work, institutions not they function, and people they not trust government, then a problem for good governance. So we get that responsibility there with strong voice for make sure say we enlighten we people that we stand for them. And also strong voice, safe choices in good governance, they ensure say we encourage citizens' participation. Any government we know they listen to in people them, you know they grow stronger. And you know they gain that kind of legitimacy there. So we get that responsibility there for make sure say government listen to in people. Then I look at health as a waiting strong voice, safe choice go do in the health sector. In fact, health na basic human right, not a privilege. Health na human right, not a privilege. Not a privilege, na human right. contribution, the speaking up where they engage in, care for protect lives. No one no for die. Simple because them poor or because they lack access to health care. They not for die. Are all community engagement then this there and speak about one me friend. Unfortunately, I not been in country in Peking seeking one green boy picking at this world sick. A Kawitan at the government hospital. Naya na lunge. Lights no dey. And they say na info go buy fuel for let them put the generator on where they run the hospital. They not get money because in Peking need oxygen. They not get money. They run helter skelter. They cry to people. They not get money. That very night day, now in Peking die. One green boy Peking na that very night day he die. We need strong voice for advocates, for protect the lives them where they go due to poor health care. We need strong voice for advocate for improve the quality of life. Healthy citizen where they live longer, where they work better, and where they contribute more to society. And I sure say I make God come inside on a heart for form a strong voice. We then are a country where poverty is striking. For reduce poverty, we need strong voice. Healthier population require less emergency aid. Less emergency aid and more capable for drive with economic growth. So if we get a country where poverty just they move, poverty just they take over, at the end of the day, it will be a problem. So I believe say God go inside on an heart for come together, for form the strong voices. So at the end of the day, we will help for increased economic growth. Also, in the health sector, strong voices are needed for ensure resilience. We forget strong health system where they help with society for respond better to disease outbreak and emergency. If we not get them strong voices, then they no problem. Look now, waiting don't happen. We get mpox in the country. Out of about 3 million vaccine, what they expect. Now only 63,000 vaccines there. So a lot of people and they were not vaccinated. Out of over 60 holding centers they will be get. Now only 2 or 3 holding centers then they right now for mpox. Only that. Sensitizations, poor, everything poor, with people and they die. Recently, we get the activist, Black Coffee, we die. So we forget Sierra Leoneans them, where they dedicate themselves to service, where they say, no, me I dey speak up regardless of waiting the system be. But like I been say first, I dey remind we constantly, insistently, that we know for turn like the one that we they speak up because not of them party they na power. Where them party can power, then set more things they go bad and then join the system. They enjoy the system. In fact, then they help back for perpetuate wickedness by the people them. Let this not be that kind. In fact, thirdly, we want to talk about education. Education are the key to liberation and progress in any nation. Where you empower individual, education they give people and the tool for think critically and dream big and act boldly. So any side where education gets problem, we for speak up. Recently, thousands of picking them away for situations. They omit their names them. They're not the situations. Waiting will be the future of them picking them there. In another development, speaking the way they don't teach one syllabus from JSS, from SS1 to SS3, where then they about for situations now. Then can't tell them say all that syllabus they will not done, where they don't teach you now. So not to you on the seat. Now all that syllabus on the seat. We look at the education sector, you know, say subsidy, where then they say now picking they not they pay school fee. Now subsidy then they said. That subsidy they then they use for buy chalk. Then they use for pay cleaners them. Then they use for pay watchman them. Then they use for the hygiene of the picking them. Then they use for the teachers them we know they na payroll for pay them. Since 2018 to now, no school no they will receive subsidy for the picking the way that they teach for 3 terms. It no ever happen. So you they get some picking them na then schools then they where some even some teachers them where they're not able to pay. The one that way they name they're not in a voucher, the way they're not able to pay because of the delay and the incomplete subsidy. How then did they affect the educational system? We have to speak up. We get for ensure say we break the circle of poverty through education. When we begin to educate, the whole family and the whole community they benefit. We get for promote peace and understanding. Education and they foster tolerance, civic responsibility, and the ability for all resolve with conflict peacefully. Now education, we get for promote that. Education and they build skilled force. No country no go grow sustainably without educated citizens. We come for innovate and for lead. We get for speak up. And also, as he say, we also get human rights. The essence of human dignity. Lord, we speak up for protect the vulnerable. Let we speak up for ensure say no one, regardless of your gender, regardless of your race, regardless of your religion, or regardless of your status, you left behind or they oppress you. Lord, we speak up for them people and they. How many people and they behind bars we not commit crime? We not just bully them. We not just advantage them, seize by them. Here come strong voices. Follow, speak up. Lord, we demand justice. Lord, we demand the human rights. Lord, we be human rights advocacy. Lord, we challenge the system where they tolerate discrimination, violence, and repression. Let we uphold freedom, the right for law we speak, the right for law we assemble, the right for law we come together, and law we live free from fear must never be taken for granted. Let we come together. Let we get a strong voice. Sierra Leone needs now than ever before. Let we strengthen solidarity. When we defend the rights of others, we for protect we own humanity. Because I tell you, the names they are all we Ato announced just now as being part of the strong voices. Not to luxury with the camper. Not to fame we come for comic. Not to fame. Not to name on a come for comic. Not to for say, hey, I don't associate with Waido. I don't associate with Mira. I don't associate with Fantasia. No, not to that record that we can break. No. Or I don't associate with Minister Mahoyo. Or I don't associate with Honorable Abdul Kabo. Not to that they prepare for difficult moments. Some of you will be locked in prison. Some of you will get for ready for go behind bars, for speak for the one that we know able to talk. Get for prepare our mind. Get for ready for that. Not a small intimidation, small attack. Then you fully bag, you fully food, you say, hey, me, I not mix again. No, we then call you now, you know the pick. No. Wait till we enter so. And for humanity. And once you defeat the right cause, God deal with you. God deal with you. Because the people and the way they suffer, the people and the way they go through all the bad things then in the world, including Sierra Leone. So whenever you speak up for good governance, you defend justice. When you speak up for health, you defend life. When you speak up for education, you defend opportunities. When you speak up for human rights, you defend dignity. You defend dignity. So to be silent in the face of injustice is to accept it. When you silence in the face of injustice, now for accept injustice, practically. But to speak up, especially in difficult times, is to light the path towards betterment and a fairer future. Lord, brace up. Difficult times are ahead. But with this coming together, I'm pretty sure that we will create the changes them where people don't create in the world. Now, few people let's speak up where changes happen. Malala 91 green speak up at age of 15. Later, at the end of the day, freedom come. Then countries the way mean they allow girl picking for go school, then begin allow them because of mistake. Let us come together. There is blessing in speaking up for the voiceless. So like I say, God deal with Una for this initiative. Personally, Una no get something for gain. Personally. But I'm pretty sure, say with the effort Una don't put, people then go better from Una. Una go able to defend people then. So, I don't want all Una for long because there has been lots of speeches. But I will use this opportunity for assure Una say, Una all welcome to the most challenging moment in life. Usai you dey stand for humanity. Usai you dey stand for the voiceless. In the last parliament, I sleep myself. I don't say I commit crime. The police will arrest me, tell me, say you will ensure, say you will set him out in this country. Then go intimidate you, then go molest you, then go do all kinds of you down. Because the people there will be fight against you, then get for plenty. So without much ado, I want to seize this opportunity for formally launch the Strong Voices, Safe Choices, for being one of the backbones of human rights, one of the backbones for promoting justice, one of the backbones for stand for education, one of the backbones for advocate for the voiceless, for ensuring Sierra Leone repressiveness stop in this country. People and therefore begin now for recognize the rights of the one the way they suffer. So I thank Una for the opportunity and may God bless we and give me more courage and zeal for able to execute this huge task hold only we hand for education. So let God bless we. If I can make a statement, now this I get for say. May God bless we all.
Thank you so much, Honorable Abdukagbo. Thank you so much, and thank you for recognizing with small efforts, and thank you for this passionate keynote address where you give. It's very, very passionate. This, you see, that is something, yeah, not only for you, sir, but also for all we speakers. Me and one person we always advocate for let we able for talking with local language. I know the power of Creole, na the yes of Creole person, Sierra Leonean. The power of Creole, na Sierra Leonean, yes. Many a times when we listen to people they talk English, English our national, we kind of official language, I agree. But there are certain things we know they go down properly inside we mind and inside we head. And if we listen to waiting everybody talk, because people were allowed to speak in their local language, one of the things we see is passion. The passion behind waiting and they say. So you see people, they talk things from the depth of their heart. Then they bring and come out so that you understand that this is what they are passionate about, and this is the truth. This is how you identify truth. You know, this is how truth come out. But I want to thank you so much, Honorable, and we pray that you get a very, very good and blessed political journey. We in one person, me personally in one person, we get so much belief in you and in your upcoming one, and knowing that, well, like what you rightly say, God they choose many of we for do certain things specifically. So we get for wrap yourself and get yourself ready for that. Thank you. And thank you so much to the Honorable Minister and everybody when I always come. The person, not to be the give vote of thanks, but I just really want for sure say I really appreciate on all. But this is it, yeah. One of the most important things I want from make we note. You know, when God creates the heavens and the earth, me and a pastor there, I'm sorry for me. it was words. If you go back to Genesis, the Bible says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the earth. Darkness actually means confusion. Confusion was upon the face of the earth, everything we don't speak. But in order to bring order, in order to bring development and progress back to the earth, the Bible says, and God said. It is a statement. God spoke a statement. He made a statement. He said something. And God said, let there be. And there was. This not sign for make we understand, say, we words are powerful. What we say about ourselves and what we say about our nation is what will happen. We words are powerful. And if we're willing for speak up, we must be willing to have the strength to act upon what we speak. We therefore ready for make the move for ensure say we people them back home, they actually understand what they say and they are ready, prepared, strongly prepared for the outcomes and strongly prepared for participate in what we say and do. We want to build a culture. We want for impact and affect the culture. That is to say, we want for ensure say the norms change. The norms change in ways in which we go see Sierra Leoneans. I was talking to Wade the other day, and me and Wade we just exchange ideas concerning this whole thing where we start. And one of the things we come up with, they look at now the issue of nationalism, developing the spirit of nationalism among Sierra Leoneans. Let me understand, say Sierra Leone is our own. Without Sierra Leone, there is nowhere else. And Sierra Leone has to be for Sierra Leoneans. Let me able for respect ourselves and know say whatever we do, how we do it, when we do it, where we do it, it's about Sierra Leone. It's about us. And if it's about me, and if it's about you, if it's about all of us, it is about making sure that what we do not hurt one another. And even if we hurt ourselves in love. We hurt ourselves in ways in which we recognize that we are not hurting ourselves to destroy ourselves. We are doing it so that we build a strong foundation and grow and growth. You know, we don't want to make we begin and born can see this kind of country. I'm not going to say any of we want that. We don't want to make we begin and born go through the situation we don't go through. Like waiting fantasy in poem rightly say, when there's election, there are so much promises. We are baptized with promises. But at the end of election, they forget us. They forget everything we then don't say. Let us take this as a start. This is not about politics. We are not joined to any political party. And with this particular movement will never, ever be a threshold of any political party, never. But this will be something that Sierra Leoneans will own. And Sierra Leoneans will carry upon their shoulder and will use to redeem themselves, to make themselves influential, powerful, and successful within our own borders, to ensure that we include all others. It doesn't matter what I think of you. It no matter what I think about you. I can tell people and say, me now one unique Sierra Leonean. You know, see me so I do so. I get my lineage from Nigeria. Funnily, me na Creole, I get my lineage from Nigeria, Yoruba. But then I will tell you a funny thing. I also get Limba people when I Pratt. When I'm in family directly, I'm uncle and born them upland. I also get Timini people when I Pratt directly from Ribi. I get family day. I also get many people that were directly from to where me auntie picking and me cousin them very, very close up with them Mende then I'm Minde. So, a very, very unique Sierra Leone. One person will say Creole. We know the meaning of the word Creole. The word Creole, a Portuguese word, means mixture, amalgamation, Creole, mean a typical Creole. And I can tell people, they say Sierra Leone is a typical Creole country. And now they talk that from the lens of ethnicity. Because Creole self, we're not an ethnic group. We are just a gathering of peoples. Yeah. But in the sense of belonging, Sierra Leone, a typical Creole country. Because you see, Timini married to Fuller married to Madingo, Mende married to Creole, Mende married to Limba Timini, then they married to this and that. That makes we Creole. It's a mixture in a jollof. Salon a jollof country. And we for enjoy jollof. Jollof not for be bitter and we not. Jollof for be sweet. We for enjoy the jollof. And the only way we enjoy the jollof, now when we all behave like Fuller man and Madingo man. When we want for eat, we put the eat down on a plate, we all eat. Make sure so we begin to enjoy with we. Now so we enjoy with jollof. And when we all behave like the educated person, when they listen to him picking, irrespective of what the picking they say, will probably not make sense. But if they listen to and give them a chance for speak and use that as an opportunity for educate the picking and push the picking go before. And that's to make we all enjoy this particular jollof. We're not going to keep on along. We got to forget discussions. We got to forget Zoom discussions like this, where I go, I shall want to say, when I mark me, when I write me, what from that. Because based on always in everybody don't say, there are a lot of topics, there are a lot of issues, there are a lot of ideas, many things that we'll get for do. But mark this word from next month, where they begin get a whole Zoom discussion, where we try for coin, we go sit down, and they get people them and they talk to we every now and then. And I want to use this opportunity for also recognize bloggers that we join with today. I really appreciate you now. I don't see some of you now. Within our different blogs, them una thank you. And one more time to una every Sierra Leonean man, I really appreciate. So let me go with this spirit here. Let me go with this spirit for ensure say, always ask yourself, waiting do me country. Me not to slave, you're not born me slave. Excuse me for language, not to bad custom. Me not to bastard picking. What do I mean by that? You see, bastard picking, not to people like you say bastard picking are picking way, then born out of marriage. No. So we own knowledge biblically, bastard picking a picking when papa no accept. So they can born you out of marriage, but you are not a bastard because your papa accepts you. Sierra Leone accept we. We are not bastards. Sierra Leone, excuse me for my language, I know the cost, please. Sierra Leone accept we. We are children of the soil. We are children of Sierra Leone. Let us leave us that. Let us do what is singularly important to ensure that we leave something behind for the generation coming. So that at the end of the day, they will say, we papa work for we. We don't go home and say others not work for we. We not go say because they want to be no work, we not go work. Then work. It's just that waiting and work for do, not sustainable. We have to make it sustainable. We have to ensure that our children and children's children follow our footsteps, making Sierra Leone primus inter pares. Thank you so much. At this point in time, I will call on Danisi for giving the vote of thanks.
Yeah, of course, we anchored on almost do all we have to do. But anyways, now all Salomon life, every Salomon gets subconsciously, if not all, but almost every other person subconsciously feels say we are in a state where it's not possible for change anymore, especially for the clear we climb up, because we don't believe the society don't make don't create that systemic thing that we for remain silent and just enjoy the suffering in silence. That then a peace to we. But today, a movement we just don't launch, don't bring the hope, don't bring back that courage for say we still get the 1% of the 1%. We believe say this country now we go make them. And we know not to all man get the voice for talk, but we get the voice for use that voice for speak the truth to the people we matter, for speak against the issues with the born way. For this and for tell we all thank you, especially special guest them, like we keynote speaker for this launch when the Honorable Abdul Kabo, I also want to say thank to the minister for, of course, we know that very used people, but for giving time for talk to be on sensitive matters at the way the country border with. We also did say thank you to all the guests them we join with live, all the bloggers, everybody we make possible for the clear this program be aired out, for the clear we get a successful launch today. I want to know thank you. Then Bokwana wait for name all the bloggers and other TV online TV stations we join we or we they broadcast them live for we. But much more so, everything can begin small. And way they begin small now, like in the dark. You know, then say seed way one if you want for that seed we get for Begum. So like we doing that we probably in the dark, we not the seed way let's try for germinate for go into something big. And for tell the hierarchy and we make this program possible. We can to everybody we listen with. Plenty thank you. Me na the Shabro man from the island, but first the Saloman where I want to be identified as. Then you see they tell now all plenty thank you.
Arthur Pratt, you mute. Arthur Pratt, you mute.
Oh, I was just saying thank you, everybody. God bless you, and that's a wrap. As we see you all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. God bless you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Sorry about the time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye.
And goodbye. Thank you and goodbye. Until we go just make this one.
Record.
For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices gone. Credibility, now we ability news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl begin the security power. We can call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we want, like a nigga we fly.